Okay, so it's Nick the Broker at Rubicon, and we're talking about buyers, but we got to talk about motivation, because if people are not motivated, they don't do anything. It's an amazing situation. For example, now this is going to offend not that many people, bureaucrats, people who are on salary. They're going to get paid whether they perform or not. Not good. Okay? So they kind of, they don't care. The job gets done, it gets done, it doesn't get done, it doesn't get done. At the end of the week, I get a paycheck. So who cares? I'll be here for 20 years and then I retire. They're not very motivated. Okay? Not good. In escrow and real estate, the way I set it up with escrow, they get bonuses. When we close an escrow, that's how they're paid. We're paying for results, not to sit around. Okay? So when you are going to deal with anybody, for any reason, what is their motivation? If I hire an electrician, her or his motivation is to get paid for what they're going to do, a service. That's the motivation, is the pay. Okay? My motivation is to get this problem solved. Motivation is the key to everything. And so when you have a buyer who's not motivated, it's not going to happen. Okay? So one of the things I do in casual conversation, very relaxed with the buyer, usually at the little round table up front. We're sitting there, we're just talking, just chewing the fat. And I say, okay, are we in a hurry for you to buy a house? I mean, tell me about the time frame here. Are you in a hurry? And they'll say, no, we've been looking for a year, and, we haven't seen anything we like. Fred is always the feeling of that. These people are not motivated, okay? And I told this story, this maybe go into funny stories. Motivation, I got a call from someone who said, I saw an ad you were running in a newspaper, a house for rent. He said, I got to rent the house right away. I'm beginning to hear motivation. So I said to him on the phone, well, is there a hurry? Are we in a hurry? Do we have to do this right away? He starts yelling, yes, we got to do it right away. I'm living with my mother-in-law, and I'm going to kill the bitch. I can't stand it another night in this goddamn place. That is motivation. I said, come in here right away. I got just the house for you. That person would have rented anything because he was motivated. Okay? So you've got to hear motivation. Like, well, I'm in an apartment. It's one bedroom. It's very tight. It's me and my husband. We have a baby. We've got to get to another place. He's got a good job. And the rent is $1,800 a month. That's a house. Right there. They're already paying for a house. They just don't own it, and it's too small. It's motivation. You got to get to that motivation. All right? Now, right now, my project is to find motivation for Jose to get an iPhone. Right? What is his motivation? He's not motivated yet to do that. Okay? And Fred might become your motivation. We don't know.
Fred needs another one, too.
Okay, so
I found another motivation.
Even before I try to qualify them for a loan and a purchase, I try to determine their motivation, and that's the key to it. The motivation. If they're motivated, they'll buy the house and they'll use his brother or her sister or her brother, and they'll get 4 people on title, right? Right, Fred? I see you agree with that.
That's the part I like.
To qualify for this loan. At least they'll own a house. They'll create a limited partnership with friends. If they're motivated, they will do anything. And we have all the tools here for them to do this in a way that's right, and it'll work. Okay, let me see. Once you think they can qualify, if you get a phone call, you pitch them in. And you start working with these people. If they're motivated and they're qualified, you've got a deal here. Okay? And I determine that by being very casual with them. And even going outside and having a cigar. And just see, if they're relaxed, they'll probably tell you the truth. But if they're guarded, like when we talked about the bully is very guarded in the beginning. If they're guarded, they're not going to tell you the truth about anything. They're not going to tell you the truth about how much money they have, or who's going to buy it, or who's going to be on title, and that sort of thing. So there are a lot of questions you can ask a person to determine their motivation. Like, well, why do you want to do it? Why do you want to buy a house? You know, it's how you say it. Now, what you say and how you say it is your presentation, right, Jose? You're very good at that. People are very relaxed with you. It's your presentation. You dress right, you look professional, not like your broker, right? That is part of the presentation, okay? Or you could come in, you wear a skull, you know, and that's part of the presentation. All right? So here we've got motivation, okay, qualifying the buyer, and the presentation. And the presentation is the key to everything. It's how people are going to treat you, okay? So, all right, that's it, Nicole. That's the buyers.